What's up? How you doing? Here we are. Beautiful day, but a little bit hot. We have a breeze going, but it's hot. So, Branzino fish we're gonna make. Got the frying pan, got olive oil, and we're gonna use flour and a little bit of cornmeal. Mix it in, salt, pepper, fry it up, and then I'm gonna mix olive oil, lemon juice, and maybe a little bit of vinegar, maybe. So first, cornmeal. And then my favorite organic flour, King Arthur Fonzarelli. Like the breeze when it comes by, because it's very hot. A little pepper. A little bit of salt. And then mix it in. Now, I've cleaned the fish, removed the scales, and I cut the fins and the tail. You don't need that. Lemon. Lemon's for after. And the other thing you have to do is dry the fish. So I dried it the same way you dry off after you take a shower. I washed and dried. Good looking fish. See? Okay. So we're gonna fix him up here. All right, so in his belly, I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary. The telephone operator from Hong Kong Fooey. Look at that. So we're going to put it inside here for flavor. All right. And then I have some thyme. Just a little bit. Delicious. All right. What's that Simon and Garfunkel song? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. That was a great duo. Great vocals by Art Garfunkel, and great writing by Paul Simon. Unbelievable writing. One of the best songwriters in the history of pop music. The Sounds of Silence says it all. One of the best songs ever. Sounds of Silence, lyrically and musically. And then you have really great vocals on Bridge Over Troubled Water. All right, he's all set. Put a little bit there. I don't know, maybe I should have cut the head off, but I don't really eat the head. It would fit better in the pan if I cut the head off. All right. So we're gonna pour some olive oil. You want to give it some depth so that the fish cooks or fries up. Oh, something fell. Piece of wood. Okay, now got to bring it closer. So we wait, let the oil heat up a little bit, not too much. Get that, I don't want that stuff to fall out. I feel like cutting the head off because number one, I don't need it, and number two, it's not going to fit well. All right, unnecessary. The way you find out if the oil is ready for the food to be inserted is you take bamboo, dip it in, and if the bamboo bubbles, if bubbles appear next to the bamboo rising to the surface, that means it's time to put the fish in the oil or anything else. So it's about time. I mean, maybe another 30 seconds or so. Okay. Four minutes one side, 4 minutes the other side. Yeah, it's hot today. Good day for the beach or an air-conditioned movie theater. Yeah, I'm glad I cut the head off. It would have thrown everything off. Have my fish flipper. But when I was a kid, I would go fishing with my father, my uncles, my grandfather. They'd all go. Sometimes friends, not my friends. My friends, I don't know, they were sleeping at that time. But we would go down Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And the specific place of Cape Cod was a place called Katuitt. I don't know how my father discovered this place, but Katuitt had a lot of what we called scuppies, scup. If you watch Jaws, you know exactly what I mean. And what else do they call them? Porgies. So, let me get this a little closer. So we'd go down there early in the morning, and we'd leave my house. The only thing that was open back then was a place called John's Bakery. Had the light on. Baker was doing his job. So then we'd go down there early, and we had to go cut through woods. Quite a walk. It felt like a long walk when I was a kid. It was probably, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then we'd get into this area where the woods would kind of open up, and it was sand, and then there's the ocean, and there was a spongy material, and then there was a sudden drop. So we would take my father did not believe in rod and reel. He would make those, I don't even know what they call them. He would have some cork, and then put maybe a couple of 100 feet of a fishing line on it with the hook and the lure, and then we would use that, and we would catch a ton of scuppy, a ton. And then we'd go home. First we would stop at a Gulf gas station, and there was a guy there who had a limp, the owner, and they would stop there and get ice, and we'd fill up these big refrigerators we had, coolers, what they call them now, with ice. And then we'd head back. My mother would be there with an apron at home, getting ready to clean the fish. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going fishing. One time, we decided to try something different. We had a neighbor, and he wanted to go, and he said, why don't we go down to Hyannis and get a boat and go out. You know how they have those boats, you pay like, I don't know what it was back then, $5. So they said, yeah, sure. Everybody was excited. So they went to Hyannis, they took a boat ride, and they said to everybody, you want to take a pill before you get on the boat so you don't get seasick. And of course all the guys I was with, the adults, they were too manly to take the pill. So none of them took the pill. I didn't take it either. Not because I was manly, but because I didn't think it was necessary. Which is the same thing, right? So anyway, we go out there and we're fishing, and I'm fishing and I'm having a fun time, but we're catching zero. Catching goose eggs, nothing. So all of a sudden I notice my neighbor was missing, and then my father was missing, and oh, the cat must have smelled the fish. Anyway, we've gone over the 4 minutes, and the reason I've gone a little bit over is because the oil, I had to increase the heat temperature. So anyway, they got seasick, and the neighbor was thrown up in a barrel inside. It became a container. All right, this side's gonna go 4. So they didn't fish. I was the only one fishing. Me and one of my father's friends who also did not get seasick. And my whole life we were going fishing with him. We were simpatico. We fit well together, my family and his family, even though they were a little bit older than us, the husband and wife. But that guy taught my father carpentry. He was an apprentice to him from the age of 13. And I never once thought of him as a carpenter. I thought he was a fisherman. He knew so much about fishing that I always thought he was a fisherman. So one day on that boat, on the boat, a guy asked him, he goes, what do you do for a living? And in my mind, I had already formed the answer. The answer that he was going to say was, I was a fisherman, retired fisherman. And he says to him, I'm a carpenter. And for a second, I thought he was kidding. And then I thought about it. I go, yeah, he is a carpenter. So that's what happened. They all got seasick, except for me and the dude. We didn't get seasick, but we didn't catch anything either. It was like a ridiculous thing we did. We went out at Hyannisport. I don't know, they go out like a mile or something, deep sea fishing, and there was nothing there. But Katuitt, man, Katuitt was crazy in those days. You'd throw the line in, and the line would be in for like 30, 40 seconds, and two fish would hook up. You know, it was just unbelievable. And then there was overfishing done down at the Cape. So then we would go and we would catch like maybe a quarter bucket, half a bucket, if we were lucky. And the fish were not the same in volume anymore. But I have fond memories. I had a really good time back then. I had a good childhood. Good childhood. Lots of fun, lots of playing, fishing. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta play when you're a kid. When are you gonna play? When you're older? Smells really good. And I love frying with olive oil. As long as the temperature is not that high, olive oil is the way to go. But if you want to go really high in the temperature, you have to try a different oil. High heat oil like avocado. But avocado has a flavor that maybe you won't appreciate on everything. Okay, that's 4 minutes, and that's done. Turn off the fire immediately. Oil is very flammable, very dangerous. You leave it alone, something will happen. And let it relax, let the fish relax for 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Put this down here. Get it out of the way. So now we're going to use this olive oil for the flavor. I'm going to be back with a bowl. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Got some water with ice. A new knife. The old one is here. Not going to use that because I cut cut the head off the fish. So I have a new dish here. I'm gonna use some oregano. I got the bowl. The lemon. Alright, a little olive oil, bono. Salt, pepper, and we're going to put some oregano. Okay, that's a good looking fish. I don't know why I'm transferring it. This plate was clean, but take out all the stuff I put in. Oh boy, that's nice. Nice. Okay. Well, let's get rid of this comb. Comb your hair with that. Okay, so we're gonna pour the olive oil with the oregano, the salt, the pepper, and the lemon. And we have some fresh bread here. Wow. It's from yesterday, but fresh enough. Remember they would say they're starving back in China, so finish what you got. Food time. Not much bread, that's enough. I'm not really a big bread eater. Every once in a while, but usually I just have my meal. If you're hungry, don't eat more bread. Don't eat any bread, just eat more meal. Okay. All right, that looks delicious. Delicious. Capital D. I will tell you, that's awesome. That is awesome. I highly recommend it. Wow. And that olive oil fits well with the fish. Very good flavor. Wow. Gotta watch out the bones though. Commercial jetliner flying away in the distance. Looks lost. Nice cold water. This is so tasty. It's a quick meal. Last night I had some moussaka and it was so good. So good. This restaurant out by Venice Beach area. Thumbs up on that. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna finish up here and then I'm gonna wash up. And that's it. So, ciao for now.